Today, we are going to be making one of my absolute favorite entire meals to make, and that is the Santa Maria tri-tip paired with some elote roasted potatoes and some classic bacon and pinto beans in honor of the fire grill officially being in stock. I thought, let's do something really, really cool that shows off just how cool this grill is. Boom, tri-tip. It's super fun, and obviously it's kind of named after its 3 points. It is almost kind of like a roast in a level where it's not really like a steak. It's not like a slice of ribeye. It has more in common with probably like a prime rib. And we actually have used this before in saying that this is a great alternative to something like a prime rib. But with this guy, the key for making a classic Santa Maria style tri-tip is making sure that it still has the fat on. So we have this fat part on the back, very similar to picanha. Traditionally, it can go all the way down to the bottom, but these guys got a little bit more trimmed up probably because the fat wasn't super thick. We want to keep that fat on because fat is flavor. Let's start by seasoning them up a very traditional way. I'm gonna add some olive oil onto the outside. You're more than welcome to use a different oil if you want to, but olive oil is more or less what's most common. And then the seasoning is super simple. Salt, pepper, garlic, that's the classic. And then a little dusting of paprika. It's gonna add some color, get kind of that classic reddish hue that you'll see on a lot of tri-tip. Then I'm gonna season the fat side, make sure to get the back. So you can use smoked or just traditional paprika. Smoked will add obviously more smoky flavor, but we're gonna be cooking this guy on the fire grill. So not gonna really need too much more smoky flavor than you're already gonna get. So you can do this like a dry brine the night before if you want to. I'm gonna set this in the fridge here for about 30 minutes, and then we're gonna add it onto the fire grill, and this is gonna be the first thing that we cook. So, Santa Maria. Santa Maria is an area kind of close to the central areas of California, and it's very well known for one style of grilling and barbecue, and that is the Santa Maria grill. Santa Maria grilling is more or less an adaptation from Spanish styles of cooking, Hispanic styles of cooking, as well as Native American styles of cooking. Blend that all up with American style love of grilling and barbecue, and you have the Santa Maria grill. The tri-tip itself is a low and slow cooking style, so it is gonna take a little bit of time. Could take about an hour to an hour and a half, so don't rush the process, enjoy it, and let's get started. This, as you've seen multiple times before, is the Fire Grill, and it's available fire.com right now. We have a super limited amount of stock available, so go and grab it. It also is 10% off right now as we head into the holiday season. So go and grab those right now. They're shipping within like 2 weeks. Awesome holiday gift, as well as for any of the grill lovers in your life. This thing is one of the best grills that you can get on the market if you want to control charcoal or firewood. I have some lump charcoal in there, some classic cowboy lump charcoal. So I'm gonna put it not super duper low because we really want to control that temperature. So I'm actually putting it at about, you can see on the marking on the side, we're sitting at about 16 inches. It's not necessarily going to get a ton of heat, but this guy is going to cook low and slow to get it nice and juicy and tender. We're putting fat side down. This is going to render that fat. It's very similar to like adding a bone side down that they would do in South America. You're not expecting an insane sizzle. Do not expect this like crazy searing sizzle. You should hear just this like whisper of a sizzle. These guys are gonna take about an hour to cook. We're gonna start high and slowly lower them down all the way down to somewhere between 14 to 12 inches. And we're gonna slowly cook them until they're about 130 internal. They take a little bit more temperature to kind of break down those muscle fibers. Don't wanna eat tri-tip super duper rare. One of the major keys, we are going fat side down, so just be aware of flare-ups. Some of the ways that you can help that, you can grab our handy dandy charcoal tool, move the charcoal all the way over to one side. This grill is gonna retain a lot of temperature and a lot of heat, so don't be afraid to control it because you have ultimate control with this grill. Okay, so these guys have been cooking low and slow for almost an hour, somewhere between like 45 to an hour. So I'm gonna drop these guys down and we're gonna start basting them. We have a traditional Santa Maria style baste. And all it is 1 part olive oil, 1 part red wine vinegar, and then like about 4 to 5 garlic cloves that have been finely minced. We're just gonna baste the outside, get some extra garlicky flavor and flair on this. I prefer to use red wine vinegar because it's just gonna have much more of a tang on the actual meat itself. It's gonna cut through that fat. Now, another basting option, especially like towards the end, you can use like a saucier, vinegary-er, and olive oily chimichurri. Chimi just goes really well with just about everything, but it definitely goes really well with this Santa Maria style tri-tip. So let's check this internal temp on these bad boys. Like 115, so we're gonna keep cooking them until they're about 125. I think I'm gonna get that last little really nice sear on this guy. I do like to sear off the non-fat cap side right at the end, just because it doesn't have the fat cap, it's not gonna completely burn it. Gonna flip her over. Oh yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Okay, these guys are temping at about 125, so I'm gonna pull them off, let them rest. We're gonna let them rest for about 20 to 25 minutes. While we're doing that, we're gonna make our beans and we're gonna make the potatoes. The tri-tip is ready to go. It's sitting inside. We're letting it rest. Now, we're gonna make the pinto beans with bacon. I have a cold cast iron skillet. Gonna place that onto our hot grill, and I'm gonna add in bacon into the cold skillet. We're gonna slowly let this get nice and crispy. So traditionally speaking, Santa Maria tri-tip is gonna probably have some form of pinto beans or even what would be called pinquito beans, which are even smaller variation of pinto beans. It is not like baked beans or anything like that you'd see in the South. These are traditionally not sweet at all. These are spicy beans, kind of almost like charro beans, but not really. So they're traditionally cooked in the bacon fat. You get the bacon nice and crispy, slowly cook it up, get it rendered, and then you're gonna add in some onions, some garlic, some cooked pinto beans that have been drained, and then we're gonna add in a little bit of cayenne, salt, pepper, garlic on top of that. And we're just gonna stir this bad boy around. Trust me when I tell you, this is some of the best beans you will ever have. I love savory beans like this. It's just really hard to beat this. Just let it cook for another like minute, and then we're pulling it off. Okay, so this guy is simmering. I did add just a touch of some Sam Adams Oktoberfest into this, just to kind of add a little bit more depth of flavor. This guy's good to go. Pull this off, start working on the potatoes. So we're gonna make the potatoes, but we're adding some elote toppings to it. Let's start by cooking up some corn. So elotes is more or less just like spicy, savory corn that has like butter and chili con limon or tajin. It also has some lime juice and cilantro and cotija cheese. We're gonna add that on top of our potatoes. So I have some beautiful corn on the cob. I'm gonna add this onto the grill. I'm just gonna char it up. All right, so let's let that cook, get it nice and charred up, and I'm talking like get it basically almost burnt, and then pull it off. We'll slice it off the cob, start working with the potatoes. Okay, so we got our corn nice and charred. I'm gonna pull them off and slice it off the cob. Now, let's start working on them taters. Potatoes. I have a large cast iron skillet. I'm gonna get it nice and ripping hot. I'm gonna add a little bit of oil. I have some parboiled golden potatoes. We cooked them until they're basically soft. Gonna add these in, get a nice little crisp on the outside, start building. I'm making sure that one of the sliced sides is getting the first sear so that the skin doesn't get too burnt. So we got these nice and crispy. So I'm gonna pull them off. I'm gonna place them onto a plate. I have some of the grilled corn. Next, we have some chopped cilantro, some crumbled cotija cheese. If you don't have cotija, you can just use like a Parmesan. Not the same, but similar. We have some tajin or chili con limon. Now I have some Mexican table cream. You could just get some thinned out sour cream as well, and bam. Now let's slice up the tri-tip. So we have our tri-tips that are fully rested. Look at those bad boys. Look how juicy that is. Juicy. All right, so this guy, we're gonna slice it up thin, and he takes a special technique for slicing. So you can kind of see actually from here that the grain structure kind of goes like this right here, but then it's gonna flatten out up here. So we're actually gonna slice right here at a diagonal, and then we're gonna cut them against the grain individually. Slice at that one point, then I'm gonna cut them diagonally, and I prefer to slice these guys super thin. Now you don't have to cut them super thin if you don't want to, but I think that they just taste better when they're really, really, really thin. Almost like a roast beef in a way. Got a bunch of tri-tip right here. We'll slice up the other guy. I'm gonna leave one section whole. Absolutely massive platter of tri-tip on one side. Now, let's add the sides. We have our bacon and pinto beans. Now we have our potatoes, our elote potatoes, some of the limes, and then I have a homemade red chimichurri. Traditionally, you can do whatever sauce you really want. Classic, like green chimichurri is great, but we're gonna add this red chimichurri all over. And just like that, we have a tri-tip Santa Maria style feast. So we have our tri-tip with some red chimichurri over the top. We have elote roasted potatoes, and then we have our bacon pinto beans. This looks absolutely insane. And obviously, this can feed a lot more than like 4 people. This could feed like 6 to 8. Now, we just get to try it out. Let's start with the beans. Dude, those are so good. Spicy, love the onion. The bacon works so well. Obviously, bacon and beans is just perfect. That's the perfect way to make beans, the best way to make beans. Now let's try the elote potatoes. Crispy, nothing to complain about. That was perfect. Last but certainly not least, tri-tip with the red chimichurri. Oh, come on. You can taste the tanginess from the basting sauce, a little bit of heat, that nice wood-fired flavor. Gotta get it nice and thin. This guy, even when it's fully cooked, can still be a little tough. Wow. So you have this like savory, oniony flavor that's classic with the pinto beans. Super incredible. So you have that savory onion flavor. You kind of have a savory, tangy, soury flavor coming off of this guy. You also get a creaminess coming through it because of the cotija as well as the table cream, the crema. Highly recommend that. And then obviously the steak itself, meaty, delicious, salty, topping with that red chimichurri. It just like goes out of this world. The basting sauce, like if you just love vinegar and you love some flavor, it doesn't get much better than this. Honestly, this 10 out of 10, highly recommend it. And it's all made possible because brand new fire grill. That thing rocks. Like I said earlier, we're having these grills on sale for 10% off. I don't really know how long it's gonna last. It's really only until we run out. And I believe last time I checked, we have like less than 20 grills available. So go and grab your fire grill right now. Makes an excellent Christmas present. And it comes with all the accessories. That includes the Santa Maria, but it also includes the charcoal chimney, the skewers, and the rotisserie. You can't beat this live fire grill. It's the best live fire grill on the market. Make sure to go and grab all of my seasonings and my sauces, and make sure to smash that like and subscribe button. You guys are awesome, and as always, stay so freaking delicious. Cheers. All right, though, this is lunch, I guess.